I'm home. Oh, Beatrice, why are you here? When I finally came back home for the first time since I left, I don't know why, but my mother-in-law, Beatrice, was here, sitting in the living room.
What do you mean, why? What are you even saying? This is also my house now, you know.
Huh? My name is Jennifer. I am 34 years old, and I am a housewife. It has been 5 years since I have been married to my husband, Kevin. Kevin and I live in an apartment which is about a 10-minute drive from his parents' house, and we have no kids yet. I thought that we would have kids as soon as we got married, but after 5 years, we still haven't had any. My husband wouldn't really say much about it, but I can feel that he's disappointed about our situation because he loves kids. I wanted to do something about it, so I went to the OBGYN clinic and consulted with them. And under the clinic's instruction, I went through fertility treatment. Then, a few months later, I finally became pregnant. My husband was overjoyed once he found out that I got pregnant. I was also very happy that we were finally able to have a baby. Of course, the birth of our own baby was the main reason for my joy, but there was actually something else. It was about my mother-in-law, Beatrice. Beatrice has always been bullying me and picking on me ever since Kevin and I first got married.
Oh, Jennifer, you are really not good at cooking, huh?
It's so tasteless that I don't even know what I'm eating, since I can't taste anything from what you cook.
I feel sorry for Kevin, who has to eat what you cook, Jennifer.
Well, but if it's too salty or if it tastes too strong, it won't be healthy.
What? Are you trying to say that what I've been cooking for Kevin is all bad?
No, that's not what I meant.
Kevin would always say that everything I cooked for him was delicious, and he would eat it all. Oh, I can see that Kevin can be so unhappy to have a wife like you.
This kind of bullying from Beatrice was an everyday occurrence, and what's worse was that she especially bullied me about not being able to get pregnant with kids.
When will I be able to see my grandkids, Jennifer? If you can't get pregnant, you're pretty much useless as a woman, don't you think? I had Kevin in my first year of marriage with my husband, and you do know that Kevin loves children, don't you? I really wonder why Kevin married someone like you.
I had been mentally tortured by Beatrice's relentless bullying towards me, and I thought that if I could at least have a baby, she would be a little less likely to torment me as a wife. So, when I found out that I was pregnant, I was happy in the sense that this would reduce my stress a little. But although Beatrice was happy to hear the news about my pregnancy, her bullying me didn't stop.
Jennifer, I heard that you have been slacking off on your house chores lately. And I also heard that there are days when you make Kevin do the house chores.
I'm sorry, I haven't been feeling well during my pregnancy. So that's why Kevin is helping me. It is wrong for Beatrice to say that I am making Kevin do the house chores, because my husband was taking the initiative to help me with the house chores because he was concerned about my health. But my husband is a bit of a mama's boy, and for some reason he does not take my side in front of Beatrice.
Oh, poor you, Kevin, having to work and do house chores too.
Thanks, Mom.
You're the only one who understands how hard it is for me, Mom.
Oh, poor Kevin. For the most part, when I was pregnant, I didn't get sick and skip the house chores like you did. I didn't even have the energy to listen to Beatrice endlessly bullying me. Then I decided that it was indeed too much being with Beatrice and my husband. So I decided to go back to my parents' house right before I was about to give birth, and give birth to our baby in my hometown. I first spent about 3 months at my parents' house, and I was surprised at how much stress I could get rid of just by being free from Beatrice and Kevin. My mother's cooking, which I hadn't had in a while, was really delicious, and I was able to spend some quiet time there, which was very comfortable. And then our baby, James, was born. He is a very cute boy. Then, after giving birth, I went home to show our beautiful son to my husband as soon as possible. I'm home. Oh, Beatrice? Why are you here? When I finally came back home for the first time since I left, I don't know why, but my mother-in-law Beatrice was there, sitting in the living room. What do you mean, why? What are you even saying? This is also my house now, you know. Huh? I had no idea what Beatrice meant. What do you mean? So, I've been saying that I live here now. Excuse me? I really had no clue what Beatrice meant. Why are you living here now, Beatrice? It's because you abandoned Kevin, you know. What? You know, people don't usually go back to their hometown just to give birth, unless they're really sick. But I was very sick, and it's all because of you, Beatrice. If you leave Kevin on his own, he'll be all alone, you know. So that's why I came in here and moved in to be with Kevin, so he won't be alone. Now that Beatrice mentioned that she moved in, I then looked around the living room and saw Beatrice's personal belongings placed in various places. Then the front door opened. Apparently, my husband had gone shopping.
I'm home. Oh, Jennifer, welcome home.
Hey, I didn't hear that Beatrice now lives in this house.
Huh? Oh, yeah. I guess I forgot to tell you. While you were back home, Mom came over often and we had a room available, so I asked her to live with me for a while. I thought it would be easier for Mom, and she wouldn't have to always drive here, so I thought it would be a good idea for her to live with me here.
Well, that was until I finished giving birth to our baby, right? Now that I'm back with our baby, your mom is going to go back to her own place, right?
No, I think she would stay a little longer, right? It's hard for you to be on your own after giving birth, isn't it?
No, I'll be okay, actually. Oh, Jennifer, you're really a terrible person. Are you trying to kick me out?
What? Oh, is that what you were trying to do? Hey, she's my mom, so you should take better care of her.
No. That's not what this is about, is it? Then my husband got frustrated and started to get angry.
That's enough. If you hate my idea, then get out of this house.
Excuse me? Yeah, that's right. As long as I have my grandchild, there's no use for you to being Kevin's wife. So, you better just go back home to your parents. As you can imagine, what Beatrice had said made me very angry. Okay, I understand. I'm sick of being pushed around by you people, so
I'll leave.
Yes, you should do that. But leave James behind.
I beg your pardon? Why would I do that?
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? James is my precious grandchild.
My son is my precious child, as I sacrificed myself when I gave birth to him.
But he's also my son too. So just leave him to us.
No way.
You really are a selfish, spoiled wife.
As Beatrice and Kevin tried to forcibly take my son away from me, I rushed out of the room and went outside the apartment with James.
Hey, wait!
My husband chased after me, yelling, so I screamed and said, "Ah! Please help me!" This all happened during the daytime on the weekend, so there were a lot of people around, and people gathered around us to see what was going on. And the people around me began to stand in front of my husband as if they were protecting me. My husband then began to explain,
No, I'm her husband.
But no matter how much Kevin tried to explain, he was at a complete disadvantage. My husband had no choice but to leave and return home. I thanked the people who had protected me and immediately got a cab to my parents' house. My parents had just driven me back to my apartment, so they were surprised to see me back at their house. But when I explained them about what had happened, they both got so angry. They even told me to get a divorce with Kevin right away. I immediately went to the city office to pick up the divorce papers and sent them to the apartment where Kevin and Beatrice lived. A few days later, I guess it seems like my husband received the divorce papers, since he contacted me.
Hey! What's the meaning of this? I don't approve of this divorce.
And why not? You were the one who kicked me out of the apartment in the first place.
That's... I was just trying to show you that I'm the boss of this family.
Excuse me? Oh, please, don't tell me that you think such nonsense, like how husbands are better than wives.
No, that's what Mom told me to say.
You obey Beatrice in just about everything, don't you? Mama's boys like you are so annoying. Apparently, my husband got offended by that comment.
Excuse me? How dare you say that? I'm just trying to take care of Mom. So don't you dare call me a mama's boy.
Then, just sign the divorce papers.
Fine. I'll sign it.
Then, my husband really did sign the papers and the divorce was finalized. I was prepared to fight for custody of our son after that, but surprisingly, my husband backed down easily. I did notice, however, that when my husband said he didn't want custody, his face looked a little awkward. About a year has passed since then. I wanted to raise my son well as a single mother, so after the divorce I had job interviews with every company I could find and worked hard at the one that managed to hire me full-time. I lived back with my parents, so I was able to have my mother take care of James, which for sure helped me a whole lot. Watching James grow up day by day was such a blessing, and that alone was therapeutic. I should have made the decision earlier to leave my ex-husband and be happy on my own. While I was thinking this, my ex-husband suddenly came over to my parents' house. I hadn't seen my ex-husband in a long time, and he looked really exhausted and lifeless. As soon as he saw me, he said,
I am so sorry. Please forgive me.
As he got down on his knees. I let him in for the time being because some neighbors were looking at us. What on earth do you want?
Is James here?
He's in the bedroom with my mom.
Will you let me carry him? I've never even carried my own son before.
Huh? You were the one who gave up custody on James so easily, so what are you talking about? You're up to something, aren't you? Did Beatrice send you here? I can't let you carry him because I don't want him taken away or something.
No way. I actually really wanted to take James with me. But Mom told me to give up on the custody, saying that it would be too much for us to take James in since he was also your son too. I couldn't go against her because what she said was absolute. But the sadness and pain of not being able to see my own son was getting worse and worse. So I couldn't stand it and came here today.
By the looks of my ex-husband, it didn't seem like he was lying. My father was also home, so for the time being, my father and I blocked the door and let my son meet Kevin, while we both monitored them. My ex-husband was impressed to see James sleeping peacefully.
Oh, he's so adorable.
My ex-husband was shedding tears as he held his son in his arms. He had never been allowed to see his own son because of his terrible mother. I felt sorry for him, so I decided to allow him to visit me and my parents, as well as James, at my parents' house for now, as long as we were all there. Hearing this, my ex-husband thanked us over and over and left. After that, my ex-husband would come over once a month to see our son, and even Kevin was gradually feeling better and better. But one day, while my ex-husband was visiting, to my surprise, Beatrice had also arrived to our parents' house. My ex-husband was also surprised by the sudden appearance of his own mother.
Mom, why?
I thought you were sneaking out somewhere. But I can't believe you came over here to see this woman. I used the GPS app I planted in your phone to locate where you were.
We were indeed shocked by Beatrice. How could she go that far to even do that?
We're going home now, immediately. You better not see this woman again.
No way.
What did you just say?
I'm sick of being tied up by you, Mom. You never leave my house, so what do you even tell Dad about this?
Well, that's...
You and Paul have been divorced for a long time, right?
What?
Hey, how do you even know that?
I heard this from Kevin's little sister, Charlotte. I asked her about the relationship between you and Paul, since you seemed to always be with Kevin, and Kevin looked like he was getting tired of keeping you company, Beatrice. So, Charlotte told me something surprising. Kevin, you aren't biologically related to Paul. Did you know that?
What?
You're the son of Beatrice and a guy she was having an affair with. She hid the fact that she was having an affair and got married to Paul.
No way. So Dad got angry after finding out about that and kicked Mom out. And that's why Mom has been with me this whole time, huh? How could you even lie to me about this?
Kevin, that's not it. Kevin, I really loved your real dad, and I love you more than anyone in the world.
Shut up! To me, Dad who raised me is my real dad. And I don't want to think that you're my mom, hiding these things like that. I never want to see you ever again. I want you to pack up your stuff and get out of my house right now.
And with that, my ex-husband said to us,
I'm sorry to have bothered you. Please excuse us today.
And left the house with Beatrice. After that, Beatrice was kicked out of Kevin's house, and now she is forced to live a simple life in a lonely apartment by herself, cut off from her entire family. Being free from Beatrice has made Kevin a little more dignified. That doesn't mean Kevin and I will get back together, but I will continue to have Kevin try to be there for my son. Even if he failed as a husband, I thought I should give him a chance to be a good father to his son at least. And I will continue to work hard and raise my son with love and affection. Thank you for watching until the end. Please subscribe to our channel. We hope to see you in our next video.